All right, so if you saw the auction videos, you would see that I got a Grainger Oliver Superior 38. Also, when I was moving it, I noticed that it made a noise when I started this up. When I got done with it, I thought it was odd that it shut off with the switch. Usually it doesn't, because I don't have a diode on here. I gotta pull this off. But yeah, belt was just hanging there. At least it had cooling though. It just didn't have charging. So this is a number 38 Oliver Superior. So I'd like to see if I can get this working. It has seen better days, but it's pretty decent original, I think. So this would trip it. It looks like that one's loose. This one is not. So I'll probably work on getting them loose. Oil those up. Grease it. There's a grease zerk there. I've never owned one or worked on one of these, so I don't know a lot about it. This would be the grass seed. Probably gonna be critters in here. Looks like I could use a new board in here. And this gets bolted up here. So the bolts came off of that one side. You can see here it's still on. What does this actually turn? It turns this. As you can see here, they're like bolted on. And the screws came out. That or it's screwed into these screws. It might be screwed into the wood. I don't really know. Maybe that's why it came off. But I can work on fixing that. I'm gonna assume that that's an option. I get this free. Well, I gotta get everything free. But what we do have is we have 2 gearboxes on here. One on that side, one on that side. I believe you can drop one side and not the other. This is the steel wheels. I think they're like 48-inch. And Oliver advertised the large steel wheels, the large wheels, as being the better when this was out. And other manufacturers started coming out with the small wheels and rubber tires. And Oliver said this was better, and then Oliver switched to the low wheels, and then they started advertising that as being better for road use, because this wouldn't be fun traveling on the road. There's a different number. It was like 38L or LW, something like that, for a low wheel. I know the other side has Flying Friends. So this one I can look at a little bit. You can see some nests there. That'd be original paint there. At least this is set up so it kind of sheds the water. Otherwise you'd have water sitting in there. The older ones would have been wooden boxes. I have a Superior with wooden boxes. Before Oliver bought them, I think I should show you that. I think I did mention it in the one video, Floyd County Museum. I got 4 of these missing, but it did come with them. I think what happens is people back them up and then back off. Just really don't want to back them up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they're all greased and stuff. Yeah, see here, you can see with that off, it comes right down here, drops way down here. And really the easiest way to get these shined up is to just drop it in the ground. But that's not going to happen anytime soon because it keeps raining. I wonder if you can get something like that anymore. Hey guys, I worked on my grain drill a little bit yesterday. So I'm going to show you what I did. I think the wasps are all gone. A bunch of wasp nests. So in here it looks like 1864, 65. So this was definitely being used in the 60s. Here's oats. Looks like notes. 1/12/1964. So they're probably putting in oats 92 pounds per acre, I guess. I think that's how this works. Find pounds of seed per acre to be sown. Directly above quantity is the required indicator setting on speed case. And you guys that do this can let me know more info on this because I don't do this. My dad always planted it, then we got out of farming and I never really had to do it after that. They have a McCormick planter. So where I'm at on here, I took off the grass seed bin right here because it needs help. It needs new boards like these, and it needs to be, the bottom part needs to be freed up for one thing. I got it in the garage, and then it needs to be bolted back up because one side was hanging down. So what I'm doing now is I got one side jacked up so I can turn this. I'm oiling and greasing and freeing things up. I got this roller is free, just greasing stuff. I'm just doing one side at a time here. This is not free yet. That there, you know, this thing that turns that puts the seeds in the ground. So I had to get that freed up. That's why I wanted to check it first before I just drop it in the ground and pull it with a tractor and then break chains. So I took the chain off before I even started off of here. So I will show you how I'm playing with it. I like to learn how stuff works. It's just the way my mind works, and I like to figure stuff out. To me, that's fun. So I can turn this wheel like as if it's being pulled by the tractor, right? So, oh, the gearbox, I pulled the bottom plug out of it with the pan and just water came out. So that's why I wanted to keep going on this too, to make sure that I get everything done right. Okay, so if I turn this wheel, you see it's all in the shot here. And right now it is up. The drill is up. If I turn this, pull the lever like you're tripping it, it's gonna drop them, right? It's now turning the gearbox. I can take this off of here. This actually has shift forks for the speed of where you want your seeds put in the ground at. So now it's down, it's going to plant, because if that chain was hooked up, it would turn that. I believe it only turned one side. Yes. So this goes up to there. You can drop just one side down or both, or you know, vice versa. It's 8 feet, so you can plant 4 feet at a time if you want. So now this is turning. These are dropped in the ground, simulating that you're planting. If I pull it again, it does that. Now it's gonna lift them up, and it disengaged that right there. So it doesn't turn the gearbox. Let's see if I can get you in better. You see right there, it still turns on the main shaft because the wheel's turning, but it disengages it right there. And then when I hit her again, I should have my magnet mount. So in case you've never been inside one of these, I'll kind of show you how it works here. So see how it decoupled it right there, but it's still turning. The whole shaft is turning. The whole shaft's going to turn as long as you're moving, no matter what. I'll engage it again. I put that in gear there. Now it's turning this, which would be the chain here, which would turn the shaft for your seeds, shaft for your seeds. Now this is adjustable. Let's see if I can get you in here. See that gear? It's quite the something. So you adjust that like get you a little closer here. So you adjust it like this. I didn't figure this out till today. So I thought you just slid them, but you don't. You have to move this over like this. So you loosen this up. It pulls the gear away. Now you can slide this wherever you need it for your settings. Your settings are on the cover here. Top is 1 through 6, bottom 7 through 12. And that's got your shift forks. And I grab into here. Well, that's kind of how that works. So like right there, I found its groove. And there it's engaged. So it's going to change your seating speed. Quite the design. I like these mechanical things like this. They're just neat to me. So it looks like that right there is what engages that. Just controlled off of that lever, going back to here. Let's see that once. Yep, now it's turning. Now it's disengaged. So what I'm gonna do is I think I got this pretty free, except this roller is free here. There's a roller in here that I don't know if it's free, but it might free up. I've been spraying it, and maybe it'll free up with using it. So that's a pretty cool system. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I want to get that cleaned up and then full of oil. Well, I'm assuming it goes up to here. I'll plug right there. I don't even know if I'm going to put it that deep, because if the seals aren't good on it, it might leak. I'm going to have to keep this thing inside too, after I get that far. Then I got to do the bottom discs. So I'm just kind of doing one side at a time. But I thought it was pretty cool to see how it works. No electronic gizmos on this. That's what I like about it. It's all mechanical. And yes, this should give you pretty much any combination of whatever you need, because these shafts are separate. See that? There's a shaft going this way, and then this one's separate from this one. You got really any combination that you want there. There's a lot of combinations. It works a lot like a snowblower transmission. Have you ever seen them? It's just a spinning disc with a friction wheel, and it goes, when you move it, like it goes slower is on the inside more, and then you move it out, the friction disc spins faster because it's bigger there. It works a lot like that. Alright, so I'll keep going on here. That one rail on that side don't even move, but I can tell it works better because I've been greasing it. I greased all the pivot points. I've been spraying PB Blaster on some of them. I should probably try and get this upper thing working. Clean it out. I know I only have to do half of it really to the side. Then I can hook the chain up and get that turning too. And it's probably just gonna need a little bit of PB Blaster probably would get it going. These brackets are actually for hanging the step in the back here. I was debating if I want it, but if you want to ride on it, then it's nice to have. Otherwise you gotta walk behind. And I think they use, yeah, those brackets use the same hole. Goes underneath on the ends. That's why those bolts aren't in, I believe. I wonder what this is for. Keep the oats from coming, or the grain from coming over. Or does it push it down and we shut it? I'm not sure. And what are these for? Just strength? I'm thinking it'll go. So I'm gonna try turning that there, right there, and see if it'll work. See if I can get it to turn. Where can I go with this here? I don't want to go nuts on it either. Let that PB work a little bit. Alright, look what happened to my Grangel. Been working on her. I lost the hopper. So I'm kind of debating if I want to paint this or not. It looks to me like it's got, looking online, and it looked like some of them are all green. I have seen some yellow ones, and this one looks like it's red frame and green everything else. These are actually easy to get off, just these little clips. But I think all of them will work yet, as long as they don't fall apart. So what do we have going on here? I'm gonna have to get this ready for in case it rains. Took the bottom out because I was trying to get that. They're actually called distributors, the things that put the feet in. And some of the wood is not very good on it, so I'll show you what I got going on. So this is the bottom part. That's for the bottom of the bin. These are called, according to the manual, they're called distributors. But I got them all free now. Well, this one turns easier because that one I didn't have cleaned very good. I had to get each one of these loosened up. All I did is I took a crescent wrench on here and just tapped each one with the rubber mallet. And all of a sudden, if I see it move, then I went on to the next one. And all of a sudden, there it is. But I want to make them work a lot better than this. But the reason why I took it out, it's not only to make it easier to work on these, but this wood is pretty bad. So I'm gonna have my girlfriend's dad make a new one. Just kind of replicate this wood part. It's basically just a frame. Right here it's ready to just give up because there's not much strength left. Okay, so on the other side of it, let's hope it doesn't collapse here. There's two sides of these things. One's for a bigger grain and one's for a smaller grain. And you put these covers over whatever one you don't want to use, whatever you happen to be planting. And then it goes into here to hold it in. So there's actually a channel here, like a dado. So he's gonna have to put that in there too. But I know he can do it because he likes to work with wood. Well, he's the one that helped me make this addition to the house here. This one here is metal. This one's metal under the chain drive to make it stronger, I'm assuming. And this one is metal. And this one here, that one might have been replaced, I don't know. It could be original too, I don't really know. I'm trying to figure out if this is original or not. I mean, it's painted green. You see how there's smaller grooves that grab the seed, and this side has bigger. So it's for the different types of seed. Let's see if I can get you in there better. Right there. That's wider. I think it's distributors or feed cups. Because all distributors or feeds have two grain runs. One for smaller grains or seeds, which is the right hand opening. So this one, which was the smaller one, had the smaller grooves. The one for large grains, the left hand opening. Before putting any seed in the hopper, all plates must be over the same opening. Especially the dry treatment of seed for smut destroys the free flow of the grain through the feed cups. That's why I think another word for them is feed cups, causing extra friction and additional strain than the driving parts. When this treatment is used, feed cups should be flushed frequently with kerosene and should be oscillated back and forth with a wrench each morning to prevent breakage when starting up. See caution sticker on inside of hopper. Here it says all bearings should be lubricated thoroughly before starting drill. Drills are equipped with pressure grease gun fittings for this purpose. Jack up one end of drill and turn wheel by hand to determine if all parts are working freely before putting seed in hopper. That's basically what I did, plus I was learning how it worked. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mark these. You know, this thing is heavy. I think these are cast. This thing, when we pulled that bin off of there, we slid it down 2x4s and it was freaking heavy. And I think a lot of it is these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark these as good as I can. It might not help, maybe just screw holes would be fine, but when I start taking them off, maybe this will help, I don't know. I'm not going to necessarily number them because I don't think it matters. But I want to clean these up really well. They got to come off anyway, I think, to replace the wood. And I want to get them really clean. Alright, I got them all marked. I don't know if it's going to matter much, but This one's probably gonna have to come off first because it's the end one. And I need a flathead and not a Phillips. And I got mosquitoes after me. You know, people that you talk about winter being as bad as it is, but there's no bugs. And I'll take working in winter in a heated shop, or garage, or whatever over bugs. I might have to take them all off on one side, I don't know. This one's mounted by bolts. It'll work better when the camera's not on it. It'll probably come right off. Oh, that's just a piece of channel iron. But it's got a B number on it, which I think the drill is B. Yeah, B1880, B2198. So those are original. I'm assuming they made them metal there so they would hold up better. Alright, that's off. And it's got grooves in it to hold it. Alrighty. Alright, there's one. So what I can do is I can blow them out really well and make sure that they're going to work good. Doesn't have a whole lot of play on it or wear. So here you can see this is the wider side for the bigger seed and then the smaller. I would assume soybeans would be on this side. I would assume. So the grain will pile in there, but it ain't gonna come over like this. It's gonna just sit in there and it ain't gonna come out, drop down the tube until it gets turned. Right? And it'll grab probably one and go to town. Pretty neat. I know my dad plants corn with his. He's got a McCormick that we had in a farm and we still have it. He just blocked some holes off, put duct tape over some of the holes, whatever spacing you want, it'll plant it.